Does that mean we're rolling?
We got a cameraman now.
Yeah. Hey, welcome to the J
And Jon Jon.
Roll Trip show.
We got a cameraman now, so that means we're moving up in the world.
That's right. Sorry about that.
Wow.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Extreme close up.
Hey, today we're gonna do a show on change. Yeah, well, maybe not that kind of change.
Not that kind of change.
I was talking with a buddy of mine this morning about some change. He needed to go somewhere and get some change, like he was going to go to the car wash or something like that.
I don't know if you've looked outside or not, but
It's raining.
it's raining. It's cold.
Yeah, we'll give you a shot of that later maybe. But if not, take our word for it. So yeah, change. How about that change? What do you know about change?
I know a lot about change.
Do tell.
I pretty checkered past, as most of you know.
What do you mean by that? Like a black and white thing?
No, it wasn't black and white. It was more white and green.
White and green.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool.
We
Got a
won't,
thing
we
with
won't-
aliens.
We won't elaborate on that, but
We don't want to get into that. Alien
I don't
abduction.
think the statute of limitations is up on that yet.
All right. So change. Hey, let's talk about change in your life spiritually.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in the book of Ephesians chapter 4, I believe it starts at verse 20 where Paul comes in and he talks about conformity. He says that you can take off the former self and put on the new man. And thus changing the way that your mind thinks about things. And I think his way is the renewing of your mind, I think is how he says it. So the things that you've thought about that used to be right or might have been right but slightly wrong can be totally different if you give it to God. But you got to think about that. Give me an example, Jon Jon, of how you can change your thought pattern on something. Doggone guest has shown up, but we haven't even asked him to yet.
Well, I had a good example of this yesterday, actually. Went and played golf with my good buddy Keith. Which, by the way, if you guys need anything dipped or painted or anything like that, Liquid Designs
Liquid
LLC.
Designs. Shout out.
They didn't pay me for that, but they're good buddies of mine, so they get that one for free.
That's right.
But
what's his name?
Keith. Hey,
Keith, and the other guy. I'll let you know his. I'll let you know his name if he comes to church.
Sandy.
Yeah.
Sandy comes
Sandy.
to
Sandy
church.
comes.
Shout out to Nico. Oh,
I'm just kidding, Nico. We love you, brother.
But we were talking about we were playing golf, and we were talking about how, because you know I sliced a lot of shots, a lot. And we were talking about how the old me, I would have wrapped that 8-iron around the tree every time I sliced a shot. And instead, yesterday, I just laughed it off.
Kushfraba.
Change your way of thinking.
That's right.
With you know, when you have the Jesus Christ as your personal Lord and Savior, there's a sense of peace and happiness, regardless of the situation in your life.
That's right. You know, back to the Ephesians chapter 4, around that verse, I think it's 22 that comes in after that, talks about being clothed in His righteousness and not our own. And when you do that and you start to put on the clothing that God lays out for you, your day starts to change. You start to have more of a blissful, peaceful type kind of day. When God's in charge, everything's different. So with that, we've got a special guest today.